Hello, my friends. I'm back. Ooh, my voice sounded like it broke there. Four together run this morning. And do I have a together run for you? I am currently looking at the overwhelming, overstimulating Times Square situation. My parents and I are here in New York. Spent a night right by Times Square, so I'm looking at it right now, all the signs. There's so much going on. You can hear noises. You can envision the squares of bright light and TV. It's completely dark outside, but it is light, as Times Square is. So I'm going to have us start to run. Are you ready? I'm not sure. It still looks kind of dark, so actually I think I might run around this area for a little while. Just to try and decide what to do. I thought it was lighter than it is. It looks totally dark. Okay, I'm going to run up and down a bit, and then we'll head over to Central Park once it starts getting light. And we'll go from there. Okay, ready? In 3, 2, and 1. Really pay attention around here. Of course, it's like just about 6 o'clock, but there are so many people. I'm currently running right through the middle of Times Square. So, friends, I'm back. Not sure for how long, to be honest. This injury I have is one of the worst injuries there is, and while it's been doing well, I'm told by quite a lot of friends who have had this injury that you can't really ever truly get away from it. So, obviously fine now. Anyway, that's for later. I want us to begin, as we always do. We're going to start with our... what do we start with? Body scan. If this is your first time doing it together, and this one's a bit scattered, and I've had quite a few of you I've met in person lately. I've met you in person at events, and you said, I really love the Together Run, and so thank you to those of you, and for all of you for being here. I really love doing this with you. It's a really special thing for me, and I am going to get it's a really special thing for me, and I love to be able to do it with you. Alright, so let's go ahead and do a body scan. Let's take in our senses, and then I can talk more about what's going on with me and with you once we get over to Central Park. So I'm gonna as you can imagine, if you've ever been to Times Square, you can probably imagine in your head, it feels your brain is just like, what the F is going on right now? Like there's like pigeons flying in front of my face. There's obviously like bright lights everywhere. There's people everywhere. There's Good Morning America, in which case my friend Simranjit Singh is going to be on there tomorrow. No, he's going to be on there on Friday. So friends, make sure you go watch that on Friday. He will be there as a guest, and he actually invited me to come with him as his guest, and I had to say no, which is so annoying. But also, I want to get home to Steve and the girls. I'm here with my parents. They just flew in, so Simran and I both, he actually agreed and kind of said, I don't think this is worth it. I think you should go home as well. Anyway, all right, body scan. Okay, starting at the top of your head, working your way down, checking in with the eyes, making sure they're not scrunched or squinting. If they're darting around your head like mine are, try and just focus them on one spot. Continuing on down through your nose, checking in with your mouth, making sure you're not clenched and holding on to any tension, going around the back, to the back of your head. I'm just going to take a picture actually sorry friends, before I get out of this area, just so you can see where we were. Okay, so now you can see the picture associated with this run and know what I was talking about. Okay, continuing on down, checking in with your front of your neck and the back of your neck, continuing on down and through your shoulders, into the top of the arms, just go around the elbow, checking in with your forearms, continuing into the wrist and hand, and checking in with your fingers. And then from there, I want you to go back to the main part of your torso, into your chest, checking in with the back of your, top of your back, going into your lower back, continuing on down to the stomach, and into your hips and pelvis. As you go all the way through to your quads and hamstrings, around the back of the knee, front of the knee, continuing on down into the calf, shin. As you go down to the inner ankle, the outer ankle, going down through the heel and arch, top of your foot, and finally your toes. How's everything feeling for you? For me, my body feels pretty good. Yeah. Not really. So yeah, I feel too anything in anyway. Okay, thank you for checking in with yourself. We're going to go on and start doing a census check-in in just a second. Just running under this hotel I quite often stay at. There's all these flowers decorated around the entrance. It's absolutely beautiful. And I checked yesterday, I think they're real flowers. So, alright. So, as best you can, friends, I want you to take 2 nice deep breaths. They're obviously not going to be huge deep breaths because we're running. What do you smell? I kind of smell like it's the New York smell, but it's kind of like, it's not dirty, but it's kind of like I guess it's like a pollution conditioning car exhaust smell for the most part, but it's constantly changing. There's like whiffs of food coming through all the time. Eggs, biscuit and bread. So that's Central Park. I mean, that's New York for you. Okay, what do you taste? For me, I did brush my teeth, but I still feel like I got a bit of a stale taste in my mouth. I wish I had taken my tea before this, because my mouth was just kind of dry. But oh well, it's a bit stale taste. Okay, so next, I'm gonna go this way. Okay, I'm just gonna wait to go up to Central Park, because I'm not gonna be able to cross that street, so we'll go up a bit. Okay, I can get across. Just a second before I continue. Yes, I'm going to go across. Okay. Alright. Next, we're going to go on to our hearing. You can hear that another familiar New York noise. The honking hasn't started yet. So those are the two noises that are associated. So, I want you to take 30 to 45 seconds and be present in your ears, whether you're listening to my surroundings or you're taking your headphones out to listen to yours. But I want you to just check in and see, or listen, what do you hear?
No,
oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Right, aren't they horrible?
More seconds. Okay, what was it you heard? For me, I heard car horns, people talking, cars driving around, the wind by my ears, my footsteps, my breathing. Thank you for checking in with that. Actually, just coming up to Columbus Circle, where I met with all the Climate March environmentalists the other day, and not environmentalists. 75,000 of us gathered here and marched. It was electric. Now it's kind of quiet. Okay, next. Feel, sense of touch, tactile. I want you to be present in your body and just see what comes up for you. What do you feel? few more seconds. Okay. What did you feel? Okay, I'm going to answer that in just a second because I didn't do it in the time. So I like to do it real time with you. And I just want to say what I've noticed here. So there's myself and a woman. We're like going the perimeter of Central Park on the outside of the park, like along the road. And when I look inside the park, all I see is men. And I find that kind of interesting, right? Or maybe sad that we don't feel like, and obviously this is a very small example. I've only gone past the little strip. We don't feel comfortable going in there yet. Although I think it's just about getting light to where the next main entrance in I'm going to go in. But still, it's crazy, right? It's sad that we definitely don't feel like we can go in. I mean, who knows? But I just don't see any women in there. Okay, what do I feel? I feel the cool air against my upper arm. I feel the sweat beads on my upper lip. I feel my mouth is dry. Right, I'm going in. I feel my feet hitting the ground. I feel the air going in and out of my lungs. And I feel my fingers gently touching. Let me see if I see any women. All I see is men. Man, 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 man. I mean, I don't know, actually. I should... Male presenting, I should say. But I still don't see anyone who looks like me. Well, there's two together, so count that as you will. Alright, getting onto the gravelly bit. I need to get on the trail somehow. Okay, next. Christine! Hi! There you go, I knew one of the women. That's funny. I ran with her yesterday. Alright. So, what we do next? Feel. You did feel. So now we've got sight. So next thing and last thing you're going to do is, I'm thinking I should get back on the main path. Yeah, while it's still not light out. Okay, yeah, I'm going to stay on the main path. What do you see? I'm just going to start mine, say that I see a green open meadow with skyscrapers behind it. Not a sight you see every day. Alright, your turn. What do you see? Spend 30 to 45 seconds just thinking, or not thinking, looking at what's around you. few more seconds. Okay. What did you see? For me, I saw, as I said, the meadow with the skyscrapers. Still looking up at the skyscrapers with just trees in front of them. I'm looking at like a sandy area where there's a dog and a man. Beautiful, big, strong, resilient trees. They've seen so much in their lifetime. There's a baseball field, these big giant rocks. I'm off the main path again in case that wasn't obvious. All kinds of things to see, but it is a magic thing that there is this space. But as I mentioned last time I did it together around here, there's also a lot of trauma behind this space. It was stolen land. Okay. Right, friends. Next thing we're going to do is I'm going to ask you, how are you? Really? And I want you to go ahead and answer that now. Few more seconds. Okay, thank you for checking in with yourself. How you're feeling, how you're doing. It's so important that we connect in our bodies and our minds together. See how we're feeling, experiencing the world. I don't know what I'm running to, but some kind of like, it looks like it's like Dutch or something. It's like Bavarian house looking thing. I'm not sure what this is. I'm running under it. Okay. Alright, my turn. How am I really? Well, I am mostly feeling good. I am actually, no, I'm not just mostly feeling good. I am feeling very good. I was just trying to get my bearings. I have had another 5 amazing days here in New York. And in many ways, this trip has been so affirming to me that I am doing the right thing. So I feel validated. I feel confident. I feel full up of love from support. I feel grateful. I feel also a bit like kind of why me in many ways. Like, I don't quite understand how I got so lucky with the opportunities I have, with the people I've had the gift of getting to know. Like Christine, who I just saw, is like an incredible friend and mentor to me. And so, yeah, like, I just feel so grateful and loved. And from you too. Some of you came to my event in New York the other day. It was pouring with rain all day. And then like at like 5 to 6, there was like a few people out there, and I was like, oh no, I'm in New York and I'm gonna have 3 people here. But it wasn't. It was like probably 40, 50. And I just felt so grateful. And you were just so, all of you have been so supportive and just loving, and I feel that so strongly. Like, I feel your love and appreciation for me and genuine care. So, and to those of you who read my email newsletter, that's another way, like, I share about it and I just feel you caring about me. And so I do. I feel so good. I feel excited to see Steve and the girls when I get home. I feel, oh, of course, everything's not perfect. I feel there's a very, I don't want to say very low-lying, because it's not, let's say very, I can feel very strongly a level of fear and panic that's always around me right now in my foot because of, as I said, this injury most of the time, especially for elite athletes and people who are trying to, commit and do something, ends in surgery. And that, my friends, is terrifying to me. And so that is just kind of always hovering. But I'm also trying to, what is worrying about it in the future? Do nothing. So that's me. Got about 3.5 minutes till the 30-minute group come to a walk, until we all do some strides. Oh, I'm going to run through a little hut of leaves. Oh, it's a dead end. Okay. Well, I'm inside a hut of leaves. Okay. There's loads of sitting areas. Lovely. Let's see if I can get down somehow without going back. Also starting to need to use the bathroom. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, I'm gonna go back. I don't know, this looks like a park. I feel like I'm definitely somewhere I shouldn't be. I'm gonna go back. I don't want to tread down trails that are not meant to be trails. Okay, so I want to ask you why don't we do that? Why don't you share some updates with me of what you've been up to since we last ran together? I would love to hear of your adventures if you do share this on social media, but even if you don't, just for your own thinking about what you've been experiencing recently. What have you been up to? Let's go ahead and answer that now. Sorry, let me just pause. There was a lady who was sprinkling birdseed all over the road, and there was like hundreds of birds, and this guy on an electric scooter, followed, I should add, by many more people, scooted by on the opposite side of the road, but still, of course, all the birds flew away, and she gave him the dirtiest look. No, that's not fun, but it kind of was. Okay, a little bit more. What have you been up to? Oh, that's a beautiful sunrise right now. Wow. Okay, 30-minute group. When it hits 30, you are going to come to a walk and take a little bit of time, 30 seconds or so, to recover, and then we'll do some strides. Get back on this main path. I'm not going to get hit by seconds. It's like swarms of them now. Okay, come to a walk. In about 15 to 20 seconds, we're going to do some strides, 2 strides. I don't know if I should be doing strides yet. I don't think I'm quite ready. So I'm going to have you do 2 strides. Okay, ready? 10 to 15 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Off you go. Okay, come to a jog or a walk. I'm going to do one more in about 30 seconds. And in the meantime, I want you to just be thinking about what a stride is. Remember, it's 10 to 15 seconds, about 80% of your max. It's not meant to be all out. You're not meant to be taking big steps. And it's a bit counterintuitive. But we're just trying to increase your cadence to wake up your legs a bit. Okay, ready? 3, 2, and 1. Off you go. Okay, come to a jog. If you're in the 40 or 5 or 60, if you're in the 30, thank you so much for joining. Becoming a Sustainable Runner is available everywhere you find books. Well, no, it's not available in all local bookstores. Although, I saw it yesterday in the Barnes & Noble on 5th Ave in Manhattan, which was like an amazing moment because, like, that's gotta be one of the most, like prime locations for a Barnes & Noble. So that was amazing to see it there. My mum also took a picture of it in my bookstore at home in Waterstones. So it should be everywhere now. The Audible is coming very soon. And yeah, you can go get a copy of that. I would love if you take a picture of yourself and share it with me so I can see your lovely face and envision running with you. So it's not just me always envisioning you, but I can actually see you and imagine what it'd be like to run with you. Okay, the rest of us, we are going to continue on. I'll do a few more strides at the 45-minute mark. But for now, we're going to keep on going with you did your updates. And now I'm going to do mine because there is a lot of them. So, where do I begin? Should I go backwards? Probably seems like the best way to go. Because I haven't done a together run since Leadville. But I haven't really run in general since Leadville. But I have, oh my God, there's lots of German Shepherds. No, thank you. But I want to, sorry if anyone has a German Shepherd, but those dogs terrify me. Okay, Right, what was I going to say? Oh, I'm not going to go that way either because I told my friend I wasn't going to November Project, and that's November Project, which I'm not, but like, still, not ideal. Okay, okay, I am just going to go backwards because I feel like it's going to get too hard for me to figure out otherwise. As you can tell, my brain is a little all over the place and scattered. I feel like at the end of these trips, just so much happens and I need to like process it. So you're helping me process. All right, so I'm here in New York, came here for the event I did on Monday, which was a book launch event, and it was myself, moderated by my dear friend Simranjeet Singh, who I told you about earlier. Simran and I are very close, and he knows me very well, and so it was a really nice, affirming person to have as the moderator because, like, he knows the questions to ask, and then we were also joined by Sasha Golish, who is a Canadian pro runner. She is a real force. Like, she is a beautiful human. Just added so much depth to our conversation, the three of us. She was very gracious and continued to push the spotlight back on my book and say she's got a PhD and does research, that it was going to affect her career path and her research from reading it, and just really nice things. And as I said, it was raining, but we had a good turnout, and some of my close friends came, which was so nice. Like, even people who aren't runners, like Marinelle Ubaldo, who you may remember from Running Realised, and my friend Guy Winch, who's very close to me. And so it was really lovely. I really enjoyed it. And God, I'm running in like the traily part of Central Park. It's not like wooded trails, but it's like enclosed in nature. Oh, I just love it. And so that was that. And then the day before, if you follow me on social media, you would have seen, was rather a big day too, in that I ran the Bronx 10 mile wearing, I had climate facts written all over my arms. Thank you, Ruby. And I was wearing a skirt made of bar and gel wrappers and plastic bottles dangling down. And that was to bring conversation, to talk about the waste situation, the fact that we are, all a part of the solution here, including us as runners. We need to be a part of the change we need to see. There's also, I'll tell you some of the climate facts. Although again, if you're an email newsletter reader or you saw my social media, you will already know this. But I just wanted to draw attention to this because it is Climate Week. And then I did go straight onto the march afterwards, Climate March, where there were 75,000 people. I was with Marinelle and met some new friends there too. And it was so surreal and incredible to suddenly be surrounded by these groups I've appreciated and admired for the bravery and courage they've showed in speaking up and holding people accountable. We all have our role here. I really genuinely believe that. Each one of you listening to this, there is a role you play. And the only way we're going to get through this as humanity, nature will be fine. As humanity, the only way we're going to get through this is if we work together as a society, as a planet. And I know you have your individual role. You might not know what that is yet, or you might have an idea of what that is, but you might not be ready to take it on. It might feel too scary. But as I said in my email a few days ago, the time's going to come pretty soon, and it's going to ask, what side of history are you going to be on? Think about the 1963 March on Washington. Would you have been there? There wasn't popular support for it at that time. But do you want to be there this time around for this march? That ultimately this climate catastrophe is going to lead to the end of humanity if we're not careful. So, and I know that sounds extreme, but we don't know what's going to happen here once it starts snowballing, which it has already started to do. You see it with the real climate aggressive weather events. Once the bigger things start to go, it's going to be chaos. So, yeah, I want to bring you in. That's what the whole point of the book was. And I hope those of you who've read it have felt that and seem to have. And also just, I want to bring that up because I'm going to share a video, maybe you've even shared it by the time you listen to this, about the fact that I, too, was nervous to go to that march. Like, I did end up with Marinelle, but I didn't know I was going to be with her. Was I going to be on my own the whole time for 4 hours? And of course, you never know what could happen. So, all that to say, climate, I did the bottles with a trash skirt, made incredibly by my designer friend Natalia Trevino. She's incredible. She just did New York Fashion Week, and she's a slow fashion designer, and now she was helping me. And so the stats. Okay, what were the stats I shared? 95% of plastic does not get recycled, or did not get recycled in the US in 2022. 95%. So think about that next time you half wash out your plastic, or even when you fully wash it out, or like I saw this morning, when your hotel has a recycling bin and you wonder, do they actually take that to a recycling bin, or do they just throw it all in the trash? Anyway, 33% of, well, it's actually more like 40%, but I didn't want to overstate it because there's different numbers, but 30 to 40% of food in the US is wasted. Here's the big one that got most people's attention. If everyone in the world lived like Americans, we would need 5.1 Earths. I'm going to let that sink in for a second. If everyone in the world lived like Americans, we would need 5.1 Earths. That's crazy. There's enough clothes on this earth right now to clothe 6 generations. It's another crazy number. Enough clothes on this earth right now to clothe 6 generations. And the last one is that 8 million pieces of plastic enter the ocean. 8 million metric tons of plastic. 8 million metric tons of plastic enter the ocean every year. We gotta do better, guys, haven't we? And so those were the 3 major things I was doing in New York. But beyond that, I've done a lot of other things. Do you remember me talking about Steven Donziger years ago? He was that lawyer that won a $9.5 billion case against Chevron. And then they like destroyed him for doing that. He took myself and Marinelle out to lunch, which was the most surreal thing. I kept wanting to like touch his face. So yeah, there's been a lot going on. And then Bailey started kindergarten. We got about 30 seconds, 45-minute group. Bailey started kindergarten, and we had the last of the summer. I went to Boston, had a book event with Tracksmith, which was amazing. Did a trash pickup with Pioneers, run crew, which was amazing. Seeing like 50 people, 50 of us all picking up trash in the park where they meet. Also, what else? I have been traveling quite a bit actually, which is difficult, right? I definitely struggle sometimes with some guilt around that, of whether I should be doing this, but people who are in this space just keep reminding me, like, what you're doing is worth it, because the conversations it's stimulating around sustainability, as well as the importance of people thinking about it more and more, is worth it. And the push I'm giving to the races I'm working with, the spaces that I'm in, I know it's worth it, but it's still hard sometimes to feel that way. Right, I think I'm right. Oh, okay, 45-minute group. I hope you've stopped. I'll give you a few more seconds before we do our stride. Just trying to figure out if I'm going in the right direction. I think I am. Okay, ready for a stride?
Good shot.
3, 2, and 1. Come to a jog or a walk. Do one more in about 30 seconds or so.
Yeah.
Okay, ready? I don't know if that was quite 30 seconds, but you can handle it. 3, 2, and 1. Off you go. Okay, come to a jog or a walk, 45-minute crew. Thank you so much for joining me today. You can continue listening, or you can head off. It's up to you. I'm going to keep talking about updates and kind of a bit more of a life overall update, as in like just sharing thoughts on my direction, my future. I've been thinking a lot about this. And I think there's going to be some big changes next year that might interest you. So I encourage you to stick around and listen. I'm just trying to get, as you can tell, there are a lot of people around. I'm starting to feel a bit tired. I wish I'd taken my 2 before I started this run, or at least had a drink. I've been finding with these trips, the 2 before is working so well that even if I'm not doing a hard run, it just gives me just a support burst for these runs that are just making me feel good, and I can feel just energized. I usually have the caffeinated one in the morning and then have the non-caffeinated one if I'm running in the afternoon. Yeah, it's been great. Have you tried it yet, friends. Remember that code is, well, not remember, I haven't told you this, but that code isn't going to last that much longer. The code TINA will get you 30% off, but I don't know how much longer that will be up. So 2 before is in the number, to before.com, use code TINA. Anyway, I just wanted to mention, because my legs are feeling a little bit sluggish now. I've also done more hills than I've done in a while, so that could be it. This is a testing run for my foot, so actually maybe I'll start there next. My Achilles, so I have a Haglund's deformity, which is, I'm just trying to figure out where I'm headed. I think I am near to coming out by the bottom of the park. I'm not 100% sure. So Haglund's deformity is what I have. Right now mine is very small. After Leadville, I took 10 days off, ran 3 days. There's 2 runs in Boston, and then 1 more, 2 runs of 5K, I should add, and then 1 more the next day. And then I just kind of freaked out because my foot was still feeling it, and so then I took a few more days. And then since then, I've been kind of doing every other day, mostly like 4 miles. I did do 10 miles on Sunday and it was fine. And so that's where I'm at. I kind of, last week I, with that 10 mile included, did 27 miles, so definitely not a comfortable place for me to be, but you know, that's, if it helps it to get back to, if it helps it to continue healing by me building up slowly, then that is what I will happily do. And so this injury is part insertional Achilles tendonitis, which is where the attachment point is, and that's where it gets tricky, is because it's where the attachment point is, and so it's a lot harder to heal than even the regular Achilles, and so it takes a lot longer. I've come to the conclusion that my diet was not allowing for enough recovery, and so for now I'm not eating vegetarian. And then also, the Achilles is what's been bothering me, but now I have a Haglund's deformity. Once you have one, it never goes away, ever, unless you have the surgery. And most runners, theirs only continues to get bigger. And once it does that, it gets to a point where it just hurts to walk, hurts to run, hurts to do basically anything. And so most people reach a point where they're just like, I'll do whatever. And those people, those elite runner friends, so apparently Galen Rupp has had it, Jake Riley, my friend Stephanie Howe, Lauren Fleshman, have all had it amongst many others, and had the surgery. And many of them, the people I have talked to who've had the surgery, have said, I just wish I'd done it right away. Stop trying to play this game of see if I can get away with it. And so that's kind of one thing that I have been working through the last few days, is just processing that of like, am I just messing around when I could be in my year-long recovery process? Like, that's how long it's gonna take to get it back to where I can run well again. Like, not not even like top level run again, but like I think you have to take 3 months completely off, 3 months of just movement, and then 6 months of starting to run again, and then a ton of rehab. So it's going to be a very, very expensive investment, and also just physically a massive investment. But my career is kind of starting to take off a bit in that, as I said, sustainability, environmentalism, our planet is very present in people's minds, and I am having a lot of opportunities come up. And so if I take this time now while lots of work is being done, and I don't try and train for anything or really focus on my running, it kind of seems like it'd be a good time to do so. And also while I'm younger, right? I'm 35 right now, and if I wait until I'm 40, my recovery is going to be slower. So this is kind of what I'm working through right now, trying to figure out where I'm at and what I'm doing. Okay, I definitely think Biden is here. There is so much police presence going on right now, like roads blocked. It's like literally hundreds. I've had, one of my friends told me that she got a letter in the mail saying that her street was going to be shut and they will tow anyone who comes into the road. And last time that she said that happened was when he was here. And now I literally see so many police everywhere. So, yeah. Alright. I don't want to stop my watch if you are still going. But yeah, so I'm trying to decide what to do, because it's not obviously great, and many of the experts who work on these injuries say that it is one of, if not the worst injury to have, just because there is no going back. As I said, rest doesn't do anything. Rest doesn't do anything. It doesn't ever go away, no matter what, or how long the time it passes. And so you're always kind of like there with it. And so that's, frustrating. I know that's quite heavy, friends. I'm going to have you why don't we just do a body scan and just check back in with ourselves, as I just laid a lot on you there. Okay, so in your own time, go ahead and do that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Few more seconds. Okay. Thank you for checking in with your body. How's it feeling compared to at the beginning of the run? Mine feel a little bit like a 1 out of 10 on the other side of my Achilles to where it usually does, but I'm allowed to have a 1 to 2. Well, not just allowed, encouraged to keep going if it's a 1 or 2. All right, ready to do 2 strides? 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Jog or a walk. Sorry, there's a biker turning right as I was coming up to the light. I want to remind you at this moment, or ask you, if you have bought a copy of Becoming a Sustainable Runner, can you please, I would so appreciate it, go leave a review on Amazon or wherever you've got it, because we haven't got that many reviews for the amount of time it's been since it came out. And that has made it really, it's not, obviously, I don't know what it's done, but we pay attention to reviews. So I'd really, really appreciate if you could do that for me to help me out. Because, if we can get up to 50 reviews, well, it's been a month now already, but if we can get up to reviews quickly, then that makes it look like it's doing very well, which it is. But you as my core, my favourites, I'd really appreciate your review. So last stride, you ready? 3, 2, and 1. Off you go. And come to a jog or a walk, friends. I just realised we never did our nature check-in. You know why? Because I literally don't see any. Oh, there's some plants over there. Let's see if I can find a piece of nature somewhere. But I want you to find a piece of nature, to ground yourself, and just connect. But yeah, if you can leave a review, I'll put a link in the show notes. You can click it right now. If you don't feel comfortable writing something, just using the star feature is great. And I just really appreciate you. So thank you so much for your support. Thanks for joining me today. I hope I'll be having a lot more of these coming. And I will see you hopefully next Monday. Thanks, friends.